Apollo 11, this is the Launch Operations Manager. The launch team wishes you good luck and Godspeed.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Welcome back, campers. It was on July 20th, 1969 when man first stepped on the surface of the moon. And it all began right here in Huntsville, Alabama. Today we're here with our good friend Albedo, and we're going to do some caching around the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. And Albedo's got a virtual reward cache that we're going to find, and it's called Apollo 11, The Eagle Has Landed. We're going to have some good fun learning about some space history, so you buckle up and we're going to get ready to launch. For more than 60 years, NASA has looked to the Marshall Space Flight Center located here in Huntsville for the development and delivery of its most vital propulsion systems. Marshall's legacy in rocket engineering not only provided the Saturn rockets that were used in the Apollo program, they were also used to launch the Skylab space station.
So the whole rocket program's going all the way back to Mercury, Gemini, and eventually Apollo. Was all Dr. Wernher von Braun, who America, the United States, brought him and his team over here after World War II to help us develop rockets, because we entered the space race, as you recall, the late 50s, early 1960s. And but von Braun lived here in Huntsville, and he worked out here on Redstone Arsenal, and he was key to all the efforts for building the motors necessary to put the launch vehicle up into space.
Okay, so we're at ground zero for our first cache of the day, a traditional.
Got it.
Did you get it?
Itty bitty nano.
So the Saturn V was part of the Apollo program, and its purpose was to put man on the moon, to have a big enough rocket to carry it up into orbit and then land it on the moon. So what you're seeing here is a replica of the Saturn V rocket.
So Albedo, when you first got awarded the virtual, did you know this was what you wanted to do, the Apollo, or was there other options that you were looking at?
I thought if I was lucky enough to get one, I had two ideas in mind. This was the primary one that I really wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I was born in Huntsville. I spent most of my life here, and always been around the rocket program. Uh-huh. Dad was an engineer on the Saturn V rocket.
Oh wow, really?
So I've always been around it, exposed to it all my life. So I've always been really fascinated with the Apollo program, as well as the entire space program with the shuttles and all that too.
Yeah.
But but I was lucky enough. I got notified that I got a reward last spring, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I started developing it real quick. And it just so happened to be, it was before the 50th anniversary of man's landing on the moon. So I really wanted it to be out before that happened. And as I got closer to developing it, I said, I think I can actually get it to publish on the day that the actual 50th anniversary happened. So that's what ended up happening. I worked with the reviewer, got it set up. He didn't see any issues with it, and he set a clock on it, and he said it'll publish that morning.
How cool.
That's in fact exactly what happened.
That's neat. Very neat.
President John F. Kennedy announced in 1961 that he wanted to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade. So that started all the activity necessary to eventually get to the Apollo program. So in earnest, it started about that time frame, but there was, progression leading up to that. So, as everybody knows, by the end of the decade, Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and Michael Collins took the launch vehicle up to orbit, and they landed the the lunar module called Eagle on the surface of the moon, and America was the first to do it. So that was a huge milestone for America, and there was millions of people around the world watching that as it happened. So it was a very big deal, and it still is today. Very memorable moment.
A very proud moment for Americans.
Yeah, it is, and it still is today.
It is. It is.
Okay, so Angie's going up here to get a little bit of information off the plaque so we can log this nice virtual.
The U.S. Space and Rocket Center serves as the official visitor center for Marshall and welcomes more than 300,000 people a year. The newest addition to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center is the Davidson Center for Space Exploration. It houses one of the world's 3 remaining Saturn V rockets.
Thanks so much, Albedo, for bringing us out here and setting up the cache. Very nice, very well done. A lot of interesting information about our space history. And thanks to you guys for watching our videos. And if you are first time on our channel or haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button down there. And we'll see you guys next adventure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the sea of tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one.